All right, we're live. It is the new year, brand new episode of Chopping It Up with Cador. It's 2023. And man, I got to start the season off, the new year, without my man Roger Cador, as he's out the country right now doing some work down in Panama. Get to travel the country and the world and different places and see things. So guess what? It's me by myself today. I got the house to myself, but I got on some very special guests in the house today. My man Brock Kantrow, the athletic director over at Baton Rouge Community College, and as well as he brought a very special guest with you, one of the head baseball coach, Thomas Semino from right there at Baton Rouge Community College. Good morning, fellas.
Morning, sir.
Where's the energy? Come on, good morning, fellas.
We're chopping it up without Cador today.
Okay, well, y'all talking to Perry. Come on, I need some y'all coaches. You know, when you say good morning, you need good morning.
Yeah, that's right.
All right.
It's raining outside, bro. It's raining, man. Slow moving.
All right. Well, fellas, first, Brock, I'll start with you, and Thomas as well to you, man. Happy New Year to you fellas, man. And as you get ready to head into the spring semester, as I like to call it, now things are starting to move differently coming out of the fall. Brock, what's going on at Baton Rouge Community College as we're leaving out of the fall, heading into this new semester?
Yeah, we're excited about the new year. Our basketball teams are starting conference play in January, and we're super excited about Thomas and the baseball team. Mark Swear, who'll be here later with the softball team getting cranked. I think their first game is the 27th. Is that right?
Ours or theirs?
Yours.
Ours 26 or 27?
26, 27.
I should probably know that.
Yeah, you should. It's the 27th. I do know that.
It's whatever the Friday is.
Well, softball, I think it's the 31st.
Softball's the 31st.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, man, I'm doing a little.
You've been doing your homework.
Okay, all right. So, Brock, as we move forward, man, before we get into baseball, give us a recap of how the fall was. You just took over last year. How was it in your first year, your first semester at BRCC as the athletic director?
It's been good. We've enjoyed kind of getting everything in order, getting our house in order, getting things situated that need to get situated. You know, the basketball team has had some unfortunate injuries. Our point guard for the women's team has been hurt. Donald Green, the men's basketball team, has had multiple injuries, so we're hoping to move into the new year healthy, learning some lessons from the past and putting those things in order, and kind of getting off to a new start with the season as we get into the conference play.
Operation-wise, everything rolling smooth over there?
You know, we're smoother than we were before.
Yeah.
It takes a little bit of time, and people have been patient. Everybody's working with us. We're trying to build a real program, and that takes time. You can't do it in 2 months. You can't do it in 3 months. It's baby steps, and sometimes it's 2 steps forward, 1 step back. But I've got an incredible staff below me. I've got an incredible chancellor who's working really hard behind the scenes to make this thing legitimate. I don't think Louisiana has had a legitimate junior college program across the board in a long time, and taking us from where we were to being the flagship athletic junior college of Louisiana. It's going to take a little bit of time, but we've got the resources behind us and the manpower and the will, and I think that's what's really important. We have the people that want to do it, and I've got coaches below me that want to be successful. My job as athletic director is to give them tools to be successful. And that's every day when I go to work. I'm going, what can I do for you? What can I do for you to make your life better so you can concentrate on being a coach and not only winning games, but preparing these kids for life after athletics.
That's awesome. And Coach Semino, you're the guy that is preparing the baseball team and getting these guys going. And every time I see on social media, man, they love the baseball team. I think you have a huge support system. I'm not sure if it's from the families of your players or just your family and people that's around. But talk about that support that you've seen, that outpour of when you put things out, people so right back into you.
It really is, and I'm not a big social media guy, so I don't put a lot of what we're doing out there that much. I probably should do more for people that are trying to follow, but I think the reason for that is the number of local kids we have on our team. We have 37 out of 37 are Louisiana kids on our roster.
How important is that when you talk about Baton Rouge Community College? And I think a lot of times when people look at the state of Louisiana, they often overlook the other sports because football is like God. It's like king here. But Louisiana has some great baseball as well, and I think it's evident when you look around at the baseball programs within the state, but to be able to have that luxury to recruit locally. Talk about that and being able to have those guys and that wealth of talent that's around.
Right. There's a lot, thankfully, a lot of good areas. We have a lot of Lafayette area kids, Livingston Parish, New Orleans, Baton Rouge. So, some North Louisiana. We have a ton, and, there's a lot of D1 programs in the state. So they'll get a lot of the recruits, and then there's only a few junior colleges. So we have a pretty wide selection pool to get guys that can play at our level. And so it's kind of fun recruiting and getting guys that are local. not many community colleges are community colleges as far as baseball goes. It's guys from all over the place and international. We don't really have that. We have a real sense of community with our team. And, it's like when you turn on the Little League World Series and those tight-knit groups that go and do that stuff. Like, we have a group that has grown up together, knows each other, have, gone through the wars together. So it kind of makes it easy transition when they come and show up for us and we get after it together.
Never heard it put like that. Not many community colleges are real community colleges. Right. And that makes a lot of sense when you put that.
As far as athletics.
Especially as far as athletics. Now, who is Thomas Semino as the coach? Who are you for the people out there that may not know who you are?
Probably boring. I like to spend my time. I'm so glad the holidays are over and we get to go cut the grass and get back after it. We're about to hit the ground running. But, man, I'm just thankful to be doing this. And, this is what I dreamed of a few years ago. And I grew up a coach's son, so I grew up at the ballpark. And, thankfully the ups and downs of being able to see the behind the scenes of, what my dad went through and what it looks like to do this and don't do that, because I got to see the effect it had on him behind the scenes when a player did something good or bad or whatever it was. And so I feel like I have a good value set for what the players need to be doing and learning.
Now, talk to me about your baseball team. You guys are getting ready to get things cranked up. You guys have fall ball and play some teams, but now getting things ready for the spring. Give me some insight in terms of your team, some returning guys, some new additions, as well as some players for people to look out for this year.
We got a lot of new faces. So we brought in 24 true freshmen this fall. So that was an adventure at times, getting those guys all acclimated at once. Because usually with a 4-year program and with COVID, you got 5-6-year players. A baseball team might only bring in 4 or 5 freshmen. And we had 24. So in a lot of ways, we were starting from scratch. Luckily, we had some good returning leaders, sophomores that came back. We have 1 or 2 guys that have more than 2 years of experience with it, or in the 3rd year, of course, at a 2-year school. So some guys that, and there's one player, TJ Thomas, has been with us since I got here 4 years ago.
Really?
So he had a COVID year and an injury, and so he's back for year 4, and he's seen how, what we've gone through. It hadn't always been pretty, but it's been fun. We've been together doing it. And so got some good older guys to rely on. Right now we have one player that's committed to play at the next level, Trey Webb from Santa Mo High School. So he'll play some center field, some third base. We got a pretty veteran pitching staff with a lot of young position players. So, we got some guys, Slade Zephyr, Ethan Prescott, John Chardar, threw a lot of innings last year for us and should this year, along with some other guys. So we play a lot of games right out the gate, doubleheaders, day off, doubleheader. All of our guys are going to be in the mix as far as on the mound. We got a bunch of freshman hitters and infielders, outfit. We don't know who it's going to be yet. And we're not getting to a set 9 right away. We might have 2 different lineups in a doubleheader, and someone's going to have to show us that they're the guy that needs to be in there.
You're talking about Trey Webb. He's continuing his education at Southeastern, right?
Correct.
Okay, so that's good. And I think that's the big thing Brock and I talked about the last time, being able to have that program to where you set these guys up to be able to continue their education or going on, regardless if it's Baton Rouge Community College. But most of all, these are student athletes, and they come here to potentially go somewhere else. And I think that's the shining star overall on Baton Rouge Community College athletics, because you could always look back and say, well, where did you get your start? Because you always get caught up in the lights of the big colleges, the big schools. But a lot of people don't know these community colleges and these junior colleges are feeder schools. And people think that sometime that going to community college or junior college route, like that's beneath or that's low. But no, these are the steps in order to take you to the next place. Plus, you get to leave with an associate's degree, right? Right. You already get to go out into the world with something behind your name. And when you talk about being able to do that and have guys being able to continue their education to get signed, and then not only that, signing to a local team around here. I know Coach Cador talked about that, him going over to Baton Rouge Community College over the years while he was at Southern and being able to get some good ball players out there. So that relationship to have Southern and LSU right here and Baton Rouge Community College to be right there as a feeder is amazing. Now, when you look at your team, I got to ask you how you feel about this season. When you're going into it, I saw some fall ball, but now you're talking about going into this season, man. How you feeling?
Right. I think we went through some tough times in the fall that are going to help us. Okay. We had some young guys that I think were a little bit hesitant, and we don't really play a hesitant style, and they'll see that. I think coming back from the break, they're going to be less of freshmen than when they showed up, if that makes sense.
He's being a little bit bashful. I mean, he gave Southern a pretty good run. Now, I mean,
no, we had some good showings. I don't know if Brock was at the ones that weren't as good this fall. But,
I saw the good ones. I know when to go, bro.
So, no doubt. So, but to me, that gives us, hey guys, we got to work on this and got to get better. The reality is, even if we do really well and beat the teams we play, every one of the guys on our roster needs to continue to get better, and because the competition out there, like you said, is tough. So to have guys sign in and go and play, it's not pretty right now. Recruiting is tough, and so I like to look for reasons to keep pushing. If we won 10 games in a row, I wouldn't know what to do at practice. You know what I mean? 'Cause I don't want them to think, oh, we're good, we made it. Play with that confidence, but we got to keep working. So I think we're gonna see. I love our team. I love our pieces. We're just gonna have to see which ones fit, if that makes sense.
You know what makes me laugh, Perry? Is it? You look at Thomas and he looks like a young dude, right? But he's an old school coach, brother. I mean, it is there. I mean, and it's his dad in him. I think he's learned it from his father. I mean, and things come out. He does things the right way. There's no quick fix. He's not trying to put together a team from going picking people from overseas and guys come play for 1 year. And you see what that does for some teams. Especially in junior college, if you can build a team instead of putting together a team, I think in the long run the kids will be better off for it, and the BRCC baseball will be better off for it.
And when you talk about building a team, what do you look for anybody that's watching and listening in terms of recruiting aspect? What are you looking for in a young man when you bringing them to Baton Rouge Community College to be a part of the Bears?
You want the reality?
I want the reality. Give me the real, because they need to know the real.
Right. Well, there's a long list of reasons why we wouldn't want a player, and we'll start with that.
Okay.
So let's say we see this guy. Hey, he's a good baseball player. Okay. Well, is he a turd in the classroom? Is he a bad kid? Is he going to work hard? Is he coachable? Is he selfish? Does he look like he's full of himself on social media? We'll look for ways to cross people off, because there's so many kids out there now. And if you try to filter through hundreds of recruits, which is very possible because they're out there, and you look, oh, he can play. A lot of them can play. Not a lot of them can do things the right way. So if you come in our locker room and you look around at our nameplates, you don't see kids that were kicked out of their last school because they were on drugs. You don't see guys that, oh, he failed out here and failed out there, I'm just going to go to a junior college. We're not last chance you. We got some good kids that put in the time and effort in the classroom. We finally put together an academic semester that I'm pretty proud of. Probably our best one since I've been here this past fall. So we got some 4.0 kids that were National Honor Society in high school, and I like those kids because let's say they are good enough to go play, they'll be academically eligible to go where they need to go.
Yep.
If Trey Webb's our best player and he has all C's and D's, where's he going to go play after this?
That's right.
It's pro ball or nothing. So it's hard to build off of that, like he was saying. And
I think it's high character. I think if you had to say one thing that you recruit is, baseball first. But high character is right close to for baseball.
Unbelievably high character. And sometimes that's ahead, to be honest with you.
Let me ask you this: for a lot of people maybe want to come support the team this year, where do you guys play? And so they'll know.
Pete Goolsby Field. So a lot of people are familiar with where Memorial Stadium is. 110 North exit, right there off the exit, Fuqua Street, whatever it is.
Fuqua.
Pete Goolsby
Yeah,
Field.
Fuqua.
So old, historical,
Yeah.
big covered grandstand. It's got a nostalgic old school feel, and when I look at it, I see things that, of course, we want to keep to work to improve.
We'll keep getting it better. That's part of my job is to keep improving our facility. But it's got the bones to be a really, really, really incredible place. He's right. When you walk in there, you feel some history in that place. When you walk in there, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, let anybody know in terms of moving forward what they need to do if they want to support Baton Rouge Community College baseball.
As far as, I bother Brock all the time, bro. We got a fundraiser, and people ask me, hey, is the fundraiser still open? 24/7, 365, the fundraiser's open.
Look, and I'll tell you, when we say fundraiser, dollars that are spent, that are given to us, are literally directly spent on student-athletes, student-athlete housing, student-athlete food, and facilities. We're not raising money to go buy a bunch of frou-frou stuff and throw it away. It's for me as an athletic director, it's an easy sell because you see what you get when you give dollars to BRCC. You see the field getting better. You see the fence getting better.
Uniforms, hats.
It's just the things that most people take for granted, we got to go out and raise money to purchase these. And we want them to feel first class. When they come here, we want them to feel like this is not we're nickel and diamond and I got to go find $10 to go get a meal for the weekend. We want them to be able to feel like we're treating them in a first class manner because we expect them to act in a first class manner.
I like that. I like to hear that. Coach, thank you for coming in today.
Absolutely.
Brock, you'll stick around because we're about to rotate. We're bringing the whole Baton Rouge Community College to the set today, all right? We're bringing all the coaches.
I need Roger to go out of town like once a year, but we're good with this.
Coach Semino, man, first of all, it was good to meet you today, and as well as good to have you, and I wish you much success. I'll be around checking you guys out for sure this year, so much success to you, man, and we got to get ready to go to a break, pay some bills, all right? Y'all stay tuned. We'll be right back with more of Chopping It Up with Cador.
Looking to get some keys made, locks rekeyed, or a wide variety of new and used safe? Then look no further than the trusted choice of Alfred Safe and Lock. Conveniently located off of Government Street in Mid-City, Baton Rouge. Trust the expert locksmith at Alfred for all of your residential, commercial, and industrial lock and safe needs. Trusted by Baton Rouge and me, Roger Cador, to protect what is yours since 1946.
Take your fun full throttle with a single touch. There are places to fly high, swing low, or make the old bell ring. Your targets are in sight. Better your game by playing ball of almost every variety. Need to catch your breath? There's a place for that too. Countless ways to play beyond the swing sets. Breck, we're more than a playground.
It is time to trade in your isolation for celebration, to break out and get away. And at Baton Rouge Metro Airport, you'll get away a lot quicker. BTR is way closer, more convenient, with easy parking, check-in that's a breeze, and non-stops and short hops to anywhere you want to go. So get back to your life and be quick about it. Baton Rouge Metro Airport. It's about time. FlyBTR.com.
Have a passion? We've got the place. Gear up for where the rubber meets the mud, or stir up memories of a lifetime. Reach new heights. Gravitate towards something out of this world. Even travel back in time. You might like a little drama in your life, or get in touch with your inner nature lover. Release some pent-up energy while you're at it. There's plenty to do beyond the swing sets. Breck, we're more than a playground.
Hey, Coach Roger Cador here. There's something about teamwork that brings the best out in any business. When I need a tow, I call Roadrunner Towing. Roadrunner's 4 generations strong and homegrown right here in Baton Rouge.
Thanks, Coach. There's no job too large or too small. Call Roadrunner for quick, reliable, exceptional service. We don't want an arm and a leg. We just want your toes. And remember, take time each day to be a blessing to someone. Thank you.
Getting a letter from the IRS that you owe back taxes can be scary, but it doesn't have to be. Call Go Tax Resolution in Lafayette at 337-420-1040 today. We'll help stop garnishments, levies, and seizures immediately. With over 35 years of dealing directly with the IRS, our team of local professionals will help you pay the least amount possible. So if you owe back taxes to the IRS, you need help. Call the tax professionals at Go Tax Resolution in Lafayette at 337-420-1040. Your go-to tax relief.
It is time to trade in your isolation for celebration, to break out and get away. And at Baton Rouge Metro Airport, you'll get away a lot quicker. BTR is way closer, more convenient, with easy parking, check-in that's a breeze, and non-stops and short hops to anywhere you want to go. So get back to your life and be quick about it. Baton Rouge Metro Airport. It's about time. FlyBTR.com.
All right, we're back with more Chopping It Up with Cador. It is a new year, and I got to start the year off without Cador, man. It's okay. He'll be back joining me next week. And if you hear my voice, look right below this video and hit that subscribe button. Get that notification every time we go live, as well as you able to go back and check out and watch any of these episodes. You know, just go through the archives. We've been doing it for a while now, but we started 2023 with Baton Rouge Community College in the house. And my man Brock Kantrow, and we had Coach Thomas Semino, the head baseball coach now, the head softball coach, Mark Swear. Good morning.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
I'm glad I got that last name right.
He got a good one.
I don't want to get yelled at.
Yeah. He was listening through the door earlier.
He was like, you know what, this is what I'm going to go. You know, I hear what Thomas is going, this one I'm going to try to do better, and that's okay. That's what it's all about. Coach, good morning, man. Softball coach over at Baton Rouge Community College. Talk to me about, first, who is Coach Mark Swear?
Well, I'm just a guy that's been in coaching for quite a few years, almost 30 years now. Spent a lot of time in high school. Was lucky enough to coach some really good players and be around some good people. And I think that's key, you know, anytime you're trying to be successful, that you have good people around you. Been in college softball now for 8 years and was lucky enough to kind of make my way back home. I'm from South Louisiana originally, just south of Lafayette. Coached at Delcom High School and my alma mater, Abbeville, for years. And so, you know, this is kind of icing on the cake for me to be able to coach at the college level and do something that I've always, you know, dreamt to do, but never really thought was a reality until, you know, later in my career.
Now let's jump right into it. We're talking about Baton Rouge Community College softball, the Lady Bears. You guys are going out to compete. You play some games as well back into the fall. But when you look at this team and this program with you coming in, basically year one, what are you instilling and what are you trying to build here in terms of BRCC softball?
You know, I think anytime you come into a new place, there's already some a little bit of tradition and things that they've done a certain way. And what we try to do in the fall is implement the way that we're going to do things. You know, we're going to try to do things the right way. We want to win, of course, but we're not, you know, I've never been a win at all costs kind of coach. We're going to win with good people. We're going to win with quality student athletes, people who want to succeed, not only on the field, but in the classroom and in the community. You know, and I think that's really important because what we're trying to do as a college is to create citizens that are going to go out and make an impact in the real world. So I think that's part of what we do athletically. I think that's definitely part of what we do in softball. And, you know, so far I'm really proud with the results that we're getting.
What's it like working with this guy right here, Brock?
You know what? Brock makes it easy to come to work every day.
Keep it real. Keep it real. I got you.
Okay, it's really tough. No, it's easy to go to work every day when you know people have your back, you know, and he, like he said earlier, it's always, what can I do for you today to make it easier? And that makes it so much better. You know, we've got challenges just like every other college does. But one of Brock's things is he gave my assistant actually a wristband, and it's had, what were the initials?
Happy problem solving.
HPS. Yes. And she came in complaining one day, and he said, "Here, take this wristband."
No, but I said, walk back.
Walk back out of my office. And then he said, "When you walk back in, I got something for you." And he gave her the wristband, and she said, "What's this?" And it's HPS on there. And he said, "That's happy problem solving. You're going to have problems every single day, so let's just be happy and solve them."
Let's figure it out.
And I just think that kind of encapsulates what he's done here, and it encapsulates kind of what we all need to try to emulate more in our daily lives.
And I'm going to jump in because Mark is kind of the Matt McMahon of softball right now because he walked into a roster. I got hired, and a week later I hired Mark, and that was 1 week into the semester. So he really came in with literally nothing and has built the program right now with what he walked into in a much better spot than he was before. But he's also putting his stamp on the team, which is hard to do. I mean, when you walk in and you got to, I mean, everything was new to Mark. I mean, our processes, our procedures, how we academically, how we did things, how we did things as far as scheduling. I mean, it was all brand new. And I don't think people understand how difficult it is to walk in a situation like that. There are some days
Let me just say this. I did more paperwork in the first month I was at BRCC than I've done in the last 8 years. And paperwork and me don't agree.
Like if he had hair, he'd have been pulling it out. But
we got through it.
But instead, he just grew his beard out. So
Okay.
he just went the
It
other
doesn't
way.
grow on top, so it comes out the bottom.
So you had to come in and hit the ground running.
I
he
did, yeah.
And he's done a tremendous job, man. It's the girls love him. His recruiting to this point has been fantastic. Sometimes you look at somebody and you pigeonhole them. And, you just told you he's been in the business for 30 years. You go, oh, here's that guy that's on his way out the door. He took a job because he just wanted to come home and be closer to home and ride it out. That's not what this dude does. I mean, he's grinding. He's on the road. He and Ariel, his assistant, are recruiting their behinds off. He coaches. He's there every day. He got a young wife, which makes things not difficult. But I mean, he's just young at heart, and he works and everybody. And I tell the recruits when he brings them by, I hire coaches that I know, number one, are good people. And that's a good dude right there. Their daughters will be in a good place because it's hard to give your daughter away to somebody for 2 years.
Yeah.
And it's not knowing what they're all about. I can guarantee you, if your daughter plays for Mark Swear, that girl's gonna be taken care of, and that's of the utmost importance to me.
And Coach, let's talk about that. Let's now dive into your team. Not even a year on the job, but you come in having to hit the ground running, like you said. What's to expect? Give me some players to look forward on this team as you guys get ready to start the season.
We just spent the whole fall just working on basically on two things. We worked on fundamentals, and we worked on kind of installing, I should say, kind of a different philosophy than they've done in the past. It's going to be a little different style of play for us. I think it's going to be a little faster, and I like to get people moving on the base pass, and we'll get thrown out some, and we'll make some mistakes. But I think in the long run, for what we have and where we are as a program right now, I think it's in our best interest to maybe take some of those risks that maybe will offer some reward. One of the things that I want to touch on that he talked about is that the recruiting has just been awesome.
Mm-hmm.
This is one of the few places that I've been. This is the only place I've been where, I go and talk to recruits and they're genuinely excited about, what BRCC has to offer. And I can tell you this, I'm a little different than Thomas. Thomas gets probably hundreds of people on a recruiting list. I go out and see lots and lots of girls. I watch at tournaments and, I go to camps and all those things. And I kind of try to figure out if they're a good fit for our program before I even bring them on campus. So this year, I've only brought 14 kids on campus from the class of 2023, and 12 of them have committed. Mm-hmm. So what they see when they get on campus is a community of education that genuinely cares about them, that's going to help them to do what they want to do. We're a program that's going to allow them to have the major that they want to have, and we're going to work around that schedule for them. A lot of places you go to, they give you a list of 5 majors, and you say, if you want to play softball, these are them. That's not us. We're trying to build the whole person, not just a student athlete. So we're going to help them to get where they want to be, and they feel that when they walk around the campus. They talk with professors, they talk with counselors.
Bursar's office. It doesn't matter.
Right,
Anywhere you go at BRCC, it is, and this is from the chancellor down. That's kind of what his motto has been. Especially at the community college level, you have to really be accepting and want people to be there. There's a preconception of what community colleges are. That just come in, do your thing, fill out your form, and good luck to you. I think at every place you go on BRCC's campus, you feel that connection of people that are really want to take care of you.
Give me some names of some young ladies on this team.
There are so many of them that it's hard to single any out right now. I will say this: we've got 9 sophomores, 11 freshmen right now. We picked up 2 at midterm who are actually transfers, so that was huge for us. We've got a solid core of sophomores in that sophomore class who do have some experience. What we've lacked is pitching, and I think we addressed some of that in the fall. We had a couple of girls really step up, and I think we're going to be fine heading into this spring if those players would just continue to work hard and do the right thing. I really believe that the game knows what you've put into it, and at the end of the day, you're going to be rewarded or not rewarded based on what you've put into it. So that's kind of the message that we've put in the fall. and we're going to continue to put that message in all throughout the spring.
Let me know where you guys play. A lot of people want to go out there and maybe support you this spring. Where do you guys play ball at?
We're actually playing out at Oak Villa, which is the public park out there. Really nice facility. It's turf,
yep.
so we don't have to worry about rainouts and those kinds of things. If it's not lightning and a downpour, we'll be on the field playing. Right. We can be rolling. So we're out at Oak Villa. Our games most of the time are mid-afternoon games, usually 1 and 3. We're trying to work some things out in the future where we can try to play a little later to get more people out there for us. But I think for now it's a great place for us, and we're going to make the best of it.
Before we go to break, I got a story for you. First time I met this guy, right? I would get sent out, going to check them out at practice. They think I work at the park. So they would study asking me, hey, man, can we move this? Can we move that? And I was looking around like, I don't know who the hell he talking to.
We got to get you some BRCC gear.
I was ignoring it because I thought maybe it's somebody behind me. And then his assistant came up. She was like, yeah, can you I said, do y'all think I work at the park? I said, Brock sent me here.
Look, I get the can you all the time, too. That's all I get. Can you.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, I don't work. And they was like, oh, I apologize. I'm like, yeah, man, I don't know what y'all asking me to do. But
I mean, you're the first person outside of the team from BRCC that's ever been out there, you know?
He was just happy to see somebody out there.
He was, because they was like, hey, man, you know. And I was like, nah, man, I'm here to make sure y'all look good out here, man. That's all.
Nah, you come out there, though. We're going to put you to work. You're going to start moving some stuff for us, man.
But, man, it was good to have you on here, Coach, man. Any last words for anybody that wants to support the program this year?
Just, we've got some kids that work really hard. I think we're going to play an exciting brand of softball. And I think if you're a local high school player who has any interest in playing at the college level, come out and see what the junior college level is all about. There are so many different levels. I think kids sometimes they limit themselves with the kind of D1 or bust mentality. And there are so many levels. NCAA has got 3 divisions. Division 3 is actually the largest division that nobody really knows about in Louisiana, because as of now, there's only one Division 3 school. Right. There are NAIA schools, there are JUCO schools. Go and see those programs play. That would be my advice to any player. And then see where you fit in. It's not always about the name on the front of your shirt, but it's about more where you fit in and what's going to be the best for you in the long run.
Coach, thank you for joining us. We're going to get ready to take another break, and we're going to rotate this thing out. We're going to get basketball in here, bro. Talk a little basketball. And, Coach, good luck to you guys this season. I'll be out there definitely checking you guys out. All right, we got to get ready to take a break. We'll be back with more of Chopping It Up with Cador, all right?
Looking to get some keys made, locks rekeyed, or a wide variety of new and used safe? Then look no further than the trusted choice of Alfred Safe and Lock. Conveniently located off of Government Street in Mid-City, Baton Rouge. Trust the expert locksmith at Alfred for all of your residential, commercial, and industrial lock and safe needs. Trusted by Baton Rouge and me, Roger Cador, to protect what is yours since 1946.
Take your fun full throttle with a single touch. There are places to fly high, swing low, or make the old bell ring. Your targets are in sight. Better your game by playing ball of almost every variety. Need to catch your breath? There's a place for that too. Countless ways to play beyond the swing sets. Brag, we're more than a playground.
It is time to trade in your isolation for celebration, to break out and get away. And at Baton Rouge Metro Airport, you'll get away a lot quicker. BTR is way closer, more convenient, with easy parking, check-in that's a breeze, and non-stops and short hops to anywhere you want to go. So get back to your life and be quick about it. Baton Rouge Metro Airport. It's about time. FlyBTR.com.
Have a passion? We've got the place. Gear up for where the rubber meets the mud, or stir up memories of a lifetime. Reach new heights. Gravitate towards something out of this world. Even travel back in time. You might like a little drama in your life, or get in touch with your inner nature lover. Release some pent-up energy while you're at it. There's plenty to do beyond the swing sets. Brack, we're more than a playground.
Hey, Coach Roger Cador here.
There's something about teamwork that brings the best out in any business. When I need a tow, I call Roadrunner Towing. Roadrunner's 4 generations strong and homegrown right here in Baton Rouge.
Thanks, Coach. There's no job too large or too small. Call Roadrunner for quick, reliable, exceptional service. We don't want an arm and a leg, we just want your toes. And remember, take time each day to be a blessing to someone. Thank you.
Getting a letter from the IRS that you owe back taxes can be scary, but it doesn't have to be. Call Go Tax Resolution in Lafayette at 337-420-1040 today. We'll help stop garnishments, levies, and seizures immediately. With over 35 years of dealing directly with the IRS, our team of local professionals will help you pay the least amount possible. So if you owe back taxes to the IRS, you need help. Call the tax professionals at Go Tax Resolution in Lafayette at 337-420-1040. Your go-to tax relief.
It is time to trade in your isolation for celebration, to break out and get away. And at Baton Rouge Metro Airport, you'll get away a lot quicker. BTR is way closer, more convenient, with easy parking, check-in that's a breeze, and non-stops and short hops to anywhere you want to go. So get back to your life and be quick about it. Baton Rouge Metro Airport. It's about time. FlyBTR.com.
All right, we're back with more Chopping It Up with Cador. Of course, my man Roger Cador is out of the country doing a clinic down in Panama, and he's left me the house to myself. So guess what? If you hear my voice, there's a little button right underneath this video. It's a notification. You can hit subscribe to be able to subscribe to the podcast, the YouTube channel, get a notification every time we go live. We need your support. Be able to hit that. And now, no further ado, my man Brock. We done pushed Brock out the studio. Now we welcome the two ladies, Coach Paula Lee, the women's basketball coach at Baton Rouge Community College, and tell us who this young lady is right here, Coach.
Oh, this young lady right here.
Yeah.
She's a rock of the program this semester. Elena Donaldson.
Hey, Elena.
How you doing?
Okay, I'm all right. How are you?
Good.
All right, Coach, let's jump right into it. Look, I've been out to your games, Baton Rouge Community College, women's basketball. Talk to me first about who's Coach Paula Lee. I know the community should know you, but who's Coach Paula Lee for the people that's watching?
Coach Paula Lee. Coach who loves what she does. Been at BRCC, the BRCC. That's right. Got to get it right.
Some respect on that.
The BRCC, going on year number 13. Coach who does her best to put her players in good position to be successful on the court and off the court. Family person, love my family. Shout out to moms. Mom's 82 and just doing it up, talks to the kids on the phone. So basically that's me. Paula Lee takes care of family first and foremost. And then we got players that come to you as, you know, a little wet behind the ear kids, and then you see them mature and grow up, and that's just a highlight for me in my life.
Talk about your coaching background before you got to BRCC, the different levels and the different places you've been before you got here. Come on now.
Now you're trying to tell my age.
Well, it's for the people. The people want to know.
For the people. All right. Well, you know, actually, a lot of people don't realize that I never played college basketball.
Really?
I did not play college basketball, but there was a Hall of Fame coach by the name of Sue Gunder at LSU who gave me the opportunity to be a manager for her program. Well, that is after I got cut from being a walk-on. I did get it down to 2, got down to the final 2. Unfortunately, Coach Lee wasn't one of the chosen ones. However, she gave me the opportunity to be around the program, and actually being a manager for the program opened up my eyes to so many different aspects of basketball. I got to see on the court with the players, because sometimes I got to practice if we were a little short. And then I got to see the coaches behind the scene in the office, whether it was breaking down film or preparing for game planning, that is. So in being able to see all aspects of game planning and how Coach Gunner managed the program and the people associated with the program, from the managers to the janitors around the assembly center, it let me understand that, you know, hey, it's about everybody. The people in the program make it up. And then I had the opportunity to work Pat Summit basketball camps for 5 consecutive years. During the summer, I'd leave Baton Rouge, go up to Knoxville, and work with Pat Summitt in our basketball camp. So that's the main thing that actually mentored me and shaped me and molded me into the coach I am now. And, you know, a lot of people say I'm old school, but old school is good school.
Okay.
Yeah, you know, so I got a little molding from Sue Gunder, Hall of Fame coach, Pat Summitt. And I've even went to mid-majors. I've had the opportunity to coach at UL Lafayette. Highlight of that was I was able to be on staff with friend Errol Rogers. But at the same time, when I was an assistant coach, my brother was the head coach at UL. Yeah, so we had a little family thing going on there.
So is this any family, like a mother or father that was a coach, or this seemed to be the siblings?
The siblings. But my mom loves basketball. Loves basketball. I got to keep her in front of the TV watching basketball, but she prefers girls basketball, obviously. But Duke is her favorite men's team. I don't know. She loves the Dukies. I don't know why. But I can't let her miss an LSU game on TV, men or women. And then I had a stint at McNeese. And then I actually got my head coaching start at Southern University, Shreveport. At the time, I didn't even know Southern University had a junior college. But that's where I started my head coaching at the JUCO level. And I actually love this level simply because you get to be such a hands-on coach and such an impactful coach of the kids on the court and off the court.
Let's talk about that when you talk about impacting these young ladies and giving them opportunities in recruiting. What does recruiting look like for you at Baton Rouge Community College?
You know, recruiting is such a wide scale for me simply because, you know, why you always want to recruit the best athlete or the best basketball player. You know, not everybody is just beating down your door to get to BRCC. Because they're like everybody's want their 4-year look. Want to go D1? I want to go D1. And what they fail to understand is all the opportunities that you have when you come to a junior college. You have the opportunity not only to work on your skills each and every day at practice, games. You also have the opportunity to be re-recruited again. And BRCC does a good job of meeting the kids where they are. Whether you got a high ACT score, low ACT score, they help you grow as a student. And that's something that, you know, you kind of get lost in the shuffle when you go to a big school. And then if I'm a player going to a 4-year school, I don't know who I have to sit behind in order to get my opportunity. Well, you know, Lena Donaldson comes to BRCC, and she's been starting since she walked on campus. And the games and the practices that she's put together over the course of, and I'll say 2.5 years just because of COVID, it has helped her grow as a leader. And that's leadership that she's going to take from the court to life skills and to on with her that she can't trade in because she was able to get pretty much thrown into the mix right away. And she has an opportunity to be a better basketball player, but most importantly, be a better person and a better citizen.
Elena, we're throwing the alley-oop to you. Come on, let's see that smile. I see you. They say you a dog on that court now. Talk to me about it.
I mean, I just try to do whatever to make the team successful and to be there for my teammates. No matter if it's defense, offense, taking charges, or just encouraging them, I just try to do my best to keep everything positive.
So right now you're averaging about 24 points a game. Now that's not no light work. What do you do when you go out there and you turn it? Do you flip a switch? What is it like for you as you prepare and get your mind mentally ready and you get your game prepared to go out there and put on for the Bears?
I mean, first I wake up nervous on game days, but after shoot around, most of the time shoot around go good. So after shoot around, I feel confident. And then once I get in a game, pretty much all my points come from transition, or at least how transition sets. And I really like to shoot mid-range, and it's wide open like now, so it's easier to score.
Tell me about your background. Where you from?
I'm from New Orleans, but I grew up in Chalmette. I've been going to school in Chalmette since 3rd grade. And I went to Andrew Jackson Middle School, and then I went to Chalmette High and graduated from there.
You were a baller at Chalmette High School?
Yeah.
Well, talk to me about it. I want to know.
Chalmette was pretty much the same as here. I started as a freshman, started at the point guard position as a freshman, had a leadership role right then and there, so it prepared me for college. And when my coach, she played in college, she went pro or something like that, so she prepared me, and she was tough. So Coach Lee being tough, I'm already good with it.
So now what is it like? Now we heard from Coach Paula Lee right now. For you as the player, what is it like playing for Coach Lee?
I honestly love it. Coach Lee, one of my favorite coaches. She provide like whatever for us. Whatever we need, Coach Lee doing it. In school, out of school. We could call her in the middle of the night if something happened. She coming. But, I mean, we get new gear every year. Food, snacks.
You gotta keep some of my secrets now.
Is that how you recruiting them, coach? You getting them?
I mean, I know a couple friends that had to make their schedule. I never had to make my schedule, so I mean, that's a bonus. That's a bonus.
Now tell me this: you being a student athlete and you being able to perform on the court and off the court, but most importantly, being able to be the best that you can be. You have a nice smile. You seem to be well rounded, and not let alone she's a baller. And at the end of the day, Coach Lee, I'm sure that's what you recruiting. You were going out looking for the ballers. But for you overall, what would you say to a young lady that's out there that's looking to play ball? Because, you know, a lot of people get caught up into the glitz and glamour as D1 or as nothing. But to be able to have an opportunity to have your career at Baton Rouge Community College, but then put on and then possibly be able to take it on further than that, what would you say to a young lady out there that would want to overlook taking this path, but for you, this path has seemed to work? What would you say for them?
Personally, I feel like going D1 is not for everybody. Other people take different journeys. And plus, if you love the game, you're going to take any opportunity you get. And I love the game. So going JUCO, D1, it didn't really matter as long as I get to play. And coming here, it made me better, basketball-wise, leadership-wise, off the court, everything. So I feel like they should just take their own path and not feel like they're pressured to go D1.
I like that. I mean, because that's one of those conversations I think a lot of people, especially being able to hear it from someone like yourself, being young and in the moment, a lot of people overlook those types of opportunities. And I think you have so much caught into the head of the glitz and glamour, what you see on social media. Everybody's pushing Division I the same way everybody pushes pro. But there's a small percentage of that. But at the end of the day, you're still able to go get an education somewhere, and you're able to still present your God-given talent to play on the court. And you've been doing that great this year. And so it's good to be able to hear it. And I think a lot of times, a lot of other young people, when they're in that decision making, need to hear from someone that's in that same position. Because a lot of times you kind of hear what somebody who older tells you, but it's like, well, you don't understand, you don't know, how you gonna tell me? But when you get a chance to hear from someone that's in your shoes and say, look, take the opportunity. I mean, it creates a big opportunity. Right. And what you do is put her in a position to be successful. What she does is go out and be successful, and it opens the door up for you in life, and as well as opens the door up for you in terms of continue to teach these young ladies. And I think that's the main thing I love about coaching. I talk to that with Coach Cador all the time. You know, he coached for 33 years, won 14 SWAC championships. He's actually being inducted into the College Baseball Hall of Fame. And I said, Coach, was it about the wins? Because I think he was only a few wins from 1,000 wins total in his career. I said, so, Coach, if it was me, I would have stuck around and tried to get the. He said, no, it wasn't about that. At the end of the day, although I won games, it was just the fact of being around young people and being able to guide young people in times in which you look at backgrounds of young people who may not have had the guidance. You look at just the surroundings, the situation, just giving them opportunities in order to make them better people to go off into the world. And I think for you, that probably has to be the same motivation when you get an Elena Donaldson and get her here and you see how successful she is on the court, and then going out looking for the next one.
Absolutely, and I'm definitely looking for the next one. But the one thing I want to add, you know, we're talking about Elena Donaldson, the dog on the court, but academically, she's not bad either. I mean, we just finished up the fall semester, and this young lady had all A's. She has one B, I think, on her transcript in calculus. You know, so she's the true, she truly embodies the term student athlete. You know, and she's did her work at BRCC. We still got a semester to go and chase a championship. But she's also being recruited now by Division I four-year schools. And I think it's because of her time that she did at BRCC and what she did and how she did it. That's going to give her another opportunity.
Talk about you in the second half of your season, you moving forward. What does the second half of the season look like for you guys?
Oh, it's time to step it up. Conference time. So, you know, we're the defending champions, conference champions. And so it's time to step up and defend our crown and try to repeat. And that's the goal. We're focusing in on right now, changing a couple of things. We don't want to do the same things we did last semester. People get film and think they can actually guard. So Lena gets a lot of her points in transition. We're mixing up a little things. You have to find her first in order to be able to guard her. But without a doubt, she is definitely able to come off ball screens now and pull up for jump shots where, I saw that a year ago, we weren't doing that. We were trying to dribble it off our foot and turn it over, but she's matured as a player. So going into conference play, we're changing up some things, and then we're just preparing right now for the teams in our conference, which is LSU Eunice, Delgado, Southern Shreveport, and being able to compete and win another conference championship.
Give me some other names of some young ladies on this team that have been some playmakers outside of Elena.
Oh, outside of Elena, well, we would be remiss if we did not mention Stephanie Stewart. Stephanie Stewart is probably the best athlete I've coached in a long time. As far as just raw athleticism, she has it. But Steph is not doing a bad job of scoring the basketball herself. She's also averaging in double figures. We got some people doing some nasty work, I would say, under the basket, rebounding. We have Aaliyah Wynn. We also have a freshman that's stepping up a little bit, Kalia Dean. And then, our 6'2" is trying to hold it down in the middle when she's there, Verd. Fontaine. So we got everybody that's bought into their roles and playing their roles to the best of their abilities. So they complement Elena very well.
Elena, what you looking like second half of the season? Where we going, baby? What we doing?
Anything to win a championship, whatever it takes.
I like to hear that. You want to shout out anybody out there watching? Maybe your family, anybody? Shout them out.
My mom, my dad, brothers, all my old teammates and coaches, and all my family, whoever watching. Big shout out.
I like that. That's what it's all about, being able to showcase you because, look, I want to see you make it and keep going. That's what it's all about. And Coach, I know that's what makes you proud each and every day you wake up to be able to see these young ladies be able to continue and just, first of all, just be happy and being able, because I see that smile, so that's letting me know you happy. But I'm sure you don't do all that smiling on the court, huh? No? Sometimes. Okay. After a bucket or so, you look back at Coach and what you give her the money sign. We making money.
She gonna talk a little smack out there. She tried not to let me hear, but she's out there yelling and one, and I'm like,
oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
You with that?
Yes.
Okay. All right, ain't nothing wrong with that. All right, Elena, I like that. That's game right there. That's all you gotta tell her, Coach. That's game, but you can't talk too much because she say blow that whistle till you get on the line. Don't blame that on me. All right.
We just got off the court.
Just got off, yeah, because you practice bright and early.
Oh yeah, we go early.
Yeah, you don't play around.
No, not at all.
Well, for everybody that wants to be able to come out and support you guys, let them know where you guys play at.
Oh, we play right on campus. We have a beautiful facility. And AD Kantrow has done a great job of getting the floor and everything redone for us this year. Looking forward to new locker rooms in the future. But we're right here on campus off of Florida Boulevard, the Bonsante Wellness Center.
I love when you say it. Say it again.
The Bonsante Wellness Center at the BRCC.
Well, Coach, I want to thank you for coming in. Elena, congratulations to you and keep it going. I'll be out there supporting and rooting you on. I'm pretty sure everybody who's going to watch this and now be able to hear that and be able to check you out and realize, hey, there's some ballers over there at Baton Rouge Community College.
We got some ballers.
All right.
We going after some more.
There you go. Oh, let me ask you, for anybody in terms of recruiting, what are you looking for out there for a young lady is to come over to Baton Rouge Community College?
The first thing I'm looking for is good people. And I try to find good people that fits the program that will represent not only themselves well, but their family and BRCC and our program, because we do it the Lady Bear way, and that's a certain way, certain expectations. So first and foremost, good people. And then I like to recruit, people tell me, Coach, you always get small guards, but there was a young lady that had the opportunity to recruit when I was at LSU. You might know by the name of Tamika Johnson. And they gave her a hard time, about her size and whatever. And I always asked, I said, why doesn't that bother you? And she said, Coach, they can see my size, but they can't measure what's in my heart. And you always find that you got your smaller guards who have just that fight in them, that dog, that, because they're trying to prove people wrong sometimes if you look at it from that perspective. But unfortunately, I got to replace Elena Donaldson, So we're looking for a PG that can fill those big shoes. I'm also losing Stephanie Stewart, which is our second leading scorer. So we're looking for a 2-guard, 3-guard, and post players. So at a junior college, the turnover rate is so fast, so quick. So every 2 years, I got a brand new team, completely new. So I got to replace 9. So we're looking for every position.
Well, Coach, I want to thank you for coming in. That's Coach Paula Lee and Elena Donaldson, Baton Rouge Community College women's basketball. Thank you guys for joining us, and we got to get ready to take a break. We'll come back with more Chopping It Up with Cador, all right?
Looking to get some keys made, locks rekeyed, or a wide variety of new and used safe? Then look no further than the trusted choice of Alfred Safe and Lock. Conveniently located off of Government Street in Mid-City, Baton Rouge. Trust the expert locksmith at Alfred for all of your residential, commercial, and industrial lock and safe needs. Trusted by Baton Rouge and me, Roger Cador, to protect what is yours since 1946.
Take your fun full throttle with a single touch. There are places to fly high, swing low, or make the old bell ring. Your targets are in sight. Better your game by playing ball of almost every variety. Need to catch your breath? There's a place for that too. Countless ways to play beyond the swing sets. BRAC, we're more than a playground.
It is time to trade in your isolation for celebration, to break out and get away. And at Baton Rouge Metro Airport, you'll get away a lot quicker. BTR is way closer, more convenient, with easy parking, check-in that's a breeze, and non-stops and short hops to anywhere you want to go. So get back to your life and be quick about it. Baton Rouge Metro Airport. It's about time. FlyBTR.com.
Have a passion? We've got the place. Gear up for where the rubber meets the mud, or stir up memories of a lifetime. Reach new heights. Gravitate towards something out of this world. Even travel back in time. You might like a little drama in your life, or get in touch with your inner nature lover. Release some pent-up energy while you're at it. There's plenty to do beyond the swing sets. BRAC, we're more than a playground.
Hey, Coach Roger Cador here. There's something about teamwork that brings the best out in any business. When I need a tow, I call Roadrunner Towing. Roadrunner's 4 generations strong and homegrown right here in Baton Rouge.
Thanks, Coach. There's no job too large or too small. Call Roadrunner for quick, reliable, exceptional service. We don't want an arm and a leg. We just want your toes. And remember, take time each day to be a blessing to someone. Thank you.
Getting a letter from the IRS that you owe back taxes can be scary, but it doesn't have to be. Call Go Tax Resolution in Lafayette at 337-420-1040 today. We'll help stop garnishments, levies, and seizures immediately. With over 35 years of dealing directly with the IRS, our team of local professionals will help you pay the least amount possible. So if you owe back taxes to the IRS, you need help. Call the tax professionals at Go Tax Resolution in Lafayette at 337-420-1040. Your go-to tax relief.
It is time to trade in your isolation for celebration, to break out and get away. And at Baton Rouge Metro Airport, you'll get away a lot quicker. BTR is way closer, more convenient, with easy parking, check-in that's a breeze, and non-stops and short hops to anywhere you want to go. So get back to your life and be quick about it. Baton Rouge Metro Airport. It's about time. FlyBTR.com.
All right, we are back with Chopping It Up with Cador. Of course, my man Roger Cador. It's not a good way to start the new year, right? Coach Cador is just going to leave me the house by myself while he's going traveling the world. He's down in Panama doing a clinic, and so he's left me the house by myself. And, of course, if you hear my voice, hit that little notification that's right there underneath this video. It says subscribe. It's free. We don't need your social security number. I don't need your debit card. I don't need your credit card. It's free. You just click that and give you a notification every time we go live. That way you can be able to get that notification. You can catch us live as well as go back and watch any of our previous shows. And, of course, we got Baton Rouge Community College in the house today. I'm invited some of my friends over. We done took over, and got Brock back in the building. And, Brock, now now we got your head basketball coach, Coach Don Green. What's up, Coach?
All's well. Happy New Year to you.
Happy New Year to you. You know, I'm not as big of a man in stature as Coach Cador, but my voice may be a little loud, okay?
Yeah. I know the feeling.
All right, Coach, talk to me. Don Green, who are you?
That is a very interesting question. I'm trying to figure that out myself.
I threw you right into it, didn't you?
The grease is hot. No, I've just been coaching basketball over 30 years now, and had the opportunity to go some really good places, be with some really good people. Had the chance to compete in high school as a high school coach with some very, very outstanding young men, and that has propelled me to be able to go on to do different things. I've been an administrator for several years. I've coached at the same time. So now I get to focus just on one thing, which is being able to create a culture that young men can grow in, body, mind, and spirit.
You talk about that. Let's jump into how do you recruit. What do you look for at Baton Rouge Community College when you recruit young men, especially like Coach Paula Lee talked about, the turnover rate is so high, but recruiting guys and giving them an opportunity?
Well, for me, it may be just a tad different because I think the biggest thing you have to do is create a culture that kids understand how they can function in. And in that culture, you know, the first thing I tell a recruit when I talk to them, I said, if you're not interested in getting a diploma, if you're not interested in being challenged academically, this isn't the place for you, because our academics are second to none at BRCC. So that's the first thing. You find out what kind of student, what kind of potential they are. They don't have to be straight A students, but they have to demonstrate some sort of potential academically where they are to be able to function well here. So that's the first thing. The second thing is, what kind of people are they? You know, we can go out and get some people to come out and immediately do some good things for you. But in the long run, what else are you getting? Are you going to get some guys who are going to buy into, one, caring for each other? Are you going to get some people who are going to buy into, one, doing the best they can as a student? And then finally, what kind of skill they have. That's obviously something you have to consider as well. So those three things about academics, who they are as people, and who they are as athletes, all buy into or play into the fact of who you bring into that school.
I got to ask this because he's a basketball coach. You a basketball coach. What is that chemistry like, you know? Because I know, is it hard sometimes for you, Brock, to like take your hands out of it? Or, you know, you walk by practice and see something like, Coach, you know, is that hard? I got to ask that.
I'm learning. I'm learning. But I'm going to answer that question, but I want to go back to what Coach Green just said. And I think if you listen to what he said and you listen to what all four coaches have said when they came through this Cador's house today, when you ask them what's important, the first thing they start talking about is the whole student. And that doesn't mean that we don't want to win championships. But I think everybody understands in this athletic department that there's a way to win it the right way and there's a way to win it the wrong way. And I think if you recruit good kids first, and basketball players, baseball players, and softball second, I think you put yourself in position to win down the line. And as an athletic director, and this is not scripted, for me to hear them saying that really kind of speaks volumes of what the college actually has to offer for kids around Baton Rouge and Louisiana. To that effect, well, I did walk on the court one day when he took a bathroom break.
It was fun, man. I came back and all the furniture had been rearranged.
And then after, I was like, man, I felt really good, but man, I'm glad I don't do that shit no more.
Do you keep a whistle on you just in case?
No, I ain't got no whistle. I learned how to whistle with my 2 fingers. I can whistle with 2 fingers now. I only need one.
Okay, you got that one down pat.
No, it's you know, I understand the pains that they go through. I mean, I see things that I know they are seeing. My vision is longer than most athletic directors. I mean, and I love a coach is a coach is a coach is a coach, whether it's basketball, baseball, or softball. I understand the hours they put in, how difficult it is. You know, before I got here, it may have been a little bit more difficult, and I understand that completely. And like I've said 100 times on this show, my job is to provide these guys the tools to be successful.
Yeah, I was just curious to that. You know, when you're a coach, a former coach, and this is your sport, and you let a guy, you know, you got your head coach, you know, sometimes, you know, there's always wisdom to be shared amongst each other. But, you know, does that help out a little bit more to know that your AD was a former coach itself, too?
Well, not only that, it also is very beneficial that he and I share a common bond, and that's Coach Brown.
That's exactly right.
And with that bond, Coach Brown's biggest thing always was, I'm going to recruit a good human being first, and the basketball will take care of itself. So we share that. But the other thing that's so funny, I printed off my practice schedule one day, and it was left on the printer. And Brock wound up bringing it to me, and I just looked at him. I said, "Did you approve this?" He said, he looked at it and said, "Yeah, you okay today?"
I may have scanned a little bit. I didn't look too hard, but it didn't say top secret on top of it. I figured I could look at it.
So saying that, yeah, there is a tremendous value of being able to ask him different things and be able to watch him operate, because he understands. That's the key thing. He understands what it takes to win. He understands the value of having quality people around you. And he understands that even though, there is no timetable, there is a timetable, because we want to go out and compete. And before you can win, you've got to learn how to compete. And that comes with everything, how you dress, how you enter a locker room, how you get on the bus, what you do on the bus, all those types of things. And I'll leave you with this little quick story that we're implementing some different things. I've got to tighten the screws a little bit on a couple of things. And I said, from now on, when we get on that bus, those cell phones are mine. They're mine. And so you need to focus more. You can go to sleep, whatever, but you're not going to be on the phone talking or whatever, and that sort of thing. And, when you make statements like that in this kind of environment you live in with kids and phones, you don't know what's going to happen. So when I got on that bus, and I said, all right, here we go. And I passed around a little box, and they gave them to me. Never argued, nothing. And then when the game was over, they never asked for them back. So I told them a couple days later, I said, that's when I knew we have a chance. Regardless of what we've done so far, we have a chance to be successful because you guys now understand how to submit to authority. And that is a key ingredient. Now, having that authority means you got to treat them right. You gotta make those young men understand that you're gonna challenge them, but you love them at the same. And you make mistakes. We all do. But because your culture, I think, is bigger than your mistakes, they move on. And that's the beauty about, I think, what we have, not just in men's basketball, but in all over our sports system, all over our campus. We understand we're gonna make those mistakes, but we're gonna be here to roll with you. And that's a beautiful thing, I think, about what we're building.
We're moving on to the second half of the basketball season for you guys. Kind of up and down first half. What are you doing to get your team prepared? And what is this second half of the season now, this Christmas break and going into the new year? What does that second half of the season look like for you?
Very promising. I think the biggest thing is we're getting some people back who've been hurt. We lost our point guard the third game of the season, and he hadn't played since. And so now he's back practicing a little bit, still got a little limp, but, we think come conference time, he'll be ready. That's big for us. The second thing is we've got a couple of our bigs that have been out, and hopefully we can get them back. But the biggest thing is we start our second season, and we start 0-0. And what I mean by that is once you enter conference season, everybody has the same conference record. And we just think that by that time, we'll be ready to roll and compete and to win, I believe.
Give us some names of some guys, of people out there that's watching that will be coming to check you guys out. What are some notable names of some fellas that they'll be able to keep their eyes on?
I think one of the people you look at is Reggie Goss. Reggie is a 6'3" sharpshooter. Every time he lets it go, you think that thing's going in. So Reggie would be one. Let's see. Let's go with Xavier Smith will be our guard that's be coming back. I think he's somebody to recognize. Jarrell Love, Jaden Lee, Troy Joseph. I can just go on and on with names. Rodney Felton. There's just guys, Dakari Phelps. There are guys that are there that have been in our program and I think have seasoned now. It's kind of like, when you remember your grandma used to cook in that old black skillet? Mm-hmm. That's because it had been seasoned. Mm. And so we're getting to a point now that this first half has given us a little bit of season. It's given us some reference points of saying, remember when we did this is what we're going to do now. And I'm just excited about this group because, again, the character of these young guys are the foundation of what we can build on. And I just think getting in the conference, we're going to be primed and ready to do some damage.
Talk about this for me, for the people that's watching. Two things. First of all, where you guys play your game, and second of all, the type of brand of basketball, exciting basketball that they can come out and be able to check out on any given night that you guys are at home.
We play at the Bond Center here on Baton Rouge campus. A beautiful, beautiful campus. Beautiful arena, if you will. You're not going to find a better junior college place anywhere. So very nice place to play right here, right on Florida Boulevard, right by the garage. You see the parking garage. Right next to it is our center. So we play there, and it gets loud. We need people to come out and make that thing louder than what it is. That'd be the first thing. And what was your second question?
Just the type of brand of basketball they can expect to see.
We like to get up and down the floor. We like to play, as you know, in the modern game, the motion type offenses. Our biggest problem is we've been too generous. I mean, so we've been like Santa. We've been giving that thing away to opponents like you can't believe. But in the last game, we did some things, and our number, 12. 12 is our number. Anywhere around 12, 13 turnovers a game, you're going to be competitive. And we finally met that number. Didn't shoot it well, but I think the style of play that we play, we're open-minded. We like to get out. We like to put guys in opportunities where they can project to another school. So they're going to play the position that they normally would. And we just like to have fun doing it. So we just think that, again, this second semester is going to be so beneficial. We've got a little bit of experience. Now we can go into a place where we think we can compete no matter who we play against.
Perry, I'm going to jump in real quick because, there's losing games and there's losing your team. And we hadn't been as successful as Coach Green wants to be. But when I walk into practice, I'm not walking to a practice with guys that are moping and crying and whining. I mean, they go every day, they just show up and do their work. And so hopefully, that translates into learning lessons. My dad always said there's no such thing as mistakes. There's just lessons to be learned. And hopefully they've learned their lessons. And it looks like they have, and they move into the next phase, which, as Coach Green says, is, it's a start over. And so now you learn your lessons and let's put it to work.
Before we get out of here, what do you say to the Baton Rouge community in terms of the programs over at Baton Rouge Community College athletically to have them come out and support?
I was at Southern. I wasn't at Southern Lab. I was over at Scotlandville a week or so ago, watching some games go on, and the support that they give for high school basketball is unreal. We need to take that same type of support and thread it to BRCC, because we've got young people in every sport that are there to try to do one thing. One is to get a good solid degree, and two, to sharpen their skills to be able to play somewhere else. So that's what you're going to get when you come out there. Some hardworking people, some people who have great character, and people who are going to represent not only BRCC well, but this community as well.
Easy to root for. These kids are easy to pull for. I mean, if you come watch them play one time, you'll come back, I guarantee you.
Brock, what do you have coming up here in the second half of this spring semester for Baton Rouge Community College, outside of the on the court, on the field things, but off the court and off the field? What's going on over at Baton Rouge Community College?
For me, it's I'm a grinder. I mean, I'm going in and trying to find things to help these guys be successful. Trying to get people in the stands, come watch these guys play, because I firmly believe that if Baton Rouge will embrace these kids, they will love what they see. And that's my job. I mean, I'm so tired of people saying that Baton Rouge Community College is the best kept secret in Baton Rouge. Well, it's time to not be the best kept secret. It's time to be the best junior college athletic program in Louisiana that's supported by Baton Rouge.
All right. Well, fellas, I want to thank you guys for coming in. Coach, it's good to see you again.
Pleasure.
Brock, always, and for everybody that's out there watching, hit that subscribe button. Coach Cador should be back next week. We'll be able to have more discussions with him once he gets back from Panama. And, of course, Happy New Year to everybody. Hope you had a safe and a wonderful holiday. And hit that notification. Come on, I need you to subscribe. When you get that, you're able to catch these brothers come in and talk to me and everybody else, okay? You get that instantly with that notification, all right? Brock, if they want to keep up with you, how do they find a way to be able to get in contact?
So social media is a good spot to find us.
Okay.
Facebook, Instagram, we're
Twitter.
going to do a TikTok later, Twitter, and then the website is brccathletics.com.
Okay. Well, there you go. That's Baton Rouge Community College. My man, Brock Kantrow, athletic director, as well as Don Green, the head basketball coach, men's basketball coach at Baton Rouge Community College. And this is going to be the end to another show. First show of the year. Had to be here by myself, but Coach Cador, I'll be back next week. So, of course, we'll see you guys again next week. Same time, same place. All right? See y'all next week. It's Coach Cador doing.